Now, at 33 years of age, he is facing up to ongoing knee problems, fighting to prolong his playing career at AZ Alkmaar and considering what to do next when he hangs up his boots. What went wrong? Vlaar left Villa in the summer of 2015 when his contract expired. He is now in his native Holland with AZ Alkmaar. A starring role in the 2014 World Cup prompted talk of Vlaar earning a Champions League move. Vlaar was arguably the best defender at the tournament in Brazil 4 summers ago, with his penalty miss in the semi-final shootout defeat to Argentina the only blot on his performance as the Netherlands finished third. Image photo by Quinn Rooney, Getty Images. He was linked with moves to Manchester United and Lazio among other clubs, but the Champions League suitors did not come knocking, and the reasons were twofold. Vlaar was unable to replicate his World Cup form in Villa's 2014-15 relegation battle as the Claret and Blue backline creaked under Paul Lambert and Tim Sherwood. They conceded 57 goals that season as they just about stayed up on 38 points. Also, Vlaar creaked physically again. The 4-0 FA Cup final defeat to Arsenal was his final Villa game before an MRI scan revealed he needed surgery on his knee that summer. It followed a minor knee procedure that had kept him out for just over a month in January 2015. His contract had run down and he left Villa on a free in the summer of 2015, as Joleon Lescott was recruited from West Bromwich Albion to take his place. What happened next? Ron Vlaar with his partner on holiday in Ibiza. Image, Ron Vlaar Facebook. After 5 months convalescing following his operation, Vlaar joined his former club AZ Alkmaar in December 2015, initially on a short-term deal until the end of the 2015-16 season. In the second half of that campaign he played 19 Eredivisie games, helping AZ finish fourth in the Dutch top flight to qualify for the Europa League. This earned him a 2-year contract that took him up to this summer, July 2018. The past 2 seasons, in 2016-17, Vlaar made 29 appearances in the Eredivisie, the playoffs, and the Europa League. There was also a feeling of deflation in the Dutch playoffs after AZ finished 6th in the table. Villa fans are saying the same thing about Bjarnason and Messi. They walloped Leandro Bacuna's former club Groningen 8-2 on aggregate with 2 4-1 wins in the semi-final, but blew a 3-0 first-leg final lead against FC Utrecht, losing the reverse tie 3-0 and losing on penalties to miss out on a Europa League place. Last season was even more frustrating for Vlaar as his knees creaked once again. He played just 943 minutes, from 12 starts and 2 substitute appearances, as AZ finished third in the Eredivisie table behind PSV Eindhoven and Ajax, picking up 3 yellow cards and 1 red, late in a home defeat to PSV. Cup disappointments. Ron Vlaar left during his first spell at AZ Alkmaar in 2005 as captain. He also played his part in AZ's run to the final of the KNVB Cup, Holland's equivalent of the FA Cup, in 2017. They lost 2-0 to Vitesse, with 2 late goals from Ricky van Wolfswinkel. In the 2016-17 Europa League, AZ suffered heavy 5-0 and 7-1 defeats to Zenit and Lyon respectively, with Vlaar withdrawn early in both matches. And in the season just gone they were defeated 3-0 in the KNVB Cup final by Vlaar's former club Feyenoord with Nicolai Jorgensen, Robin van Persie and Jens Toornstra on target. He completed 90 minutes in the final defeat to Feyenoord, which was his only appearance in the competition last season. Both finals were played at the Kuip Stadium in Rotterdam, the scene of Villa's 1982 European Cup triumph, of course. They were disappointments similar to that Arsenal setback in May 2015, although Vlaar has lifted the KNVB Cup earlier in his career, with Feyenoord in 2008. The injuries at Villa, concrete run was more like cotton wool run as various injuries hampered his claret and blue career. Remember, this was a player who recovered from a broken foot and 2 cruciate ligament blows at Feyenoord. His problems at Villa tended to be short to medium-term issues rather than anything more severe. there have been renewed concerns about his susceptibility to injuries as over the past few seasons. Villa's McCormack dilemma: as sidelined striker remains in limbo. Last season Vlaar endured a 5.5-month layoff with a knee problem between late September and mid-February. Assistant coach Martin Haar praised his attitude and the example he set to younger players during a couple of run-outs for the reserves. After getting back into the first team for the final months of the campaign, Vlaar sat out the final game of the season, a 6-0 victory over PEC Zwolle, because he did not feel physically fit enough to take part. "It is not wise to let Ron play," said coach John van den Brom. International frustration: his last international appearance for Holland came in a 3-2 defeat to Mexico in November 2014, and even then he only played 24 minutes. Vlaar made the squad for a handful of matches in 2016, but various injuries, ranging from calf to meniscus, have scuppered his international prospects and he has not been selected for a squad since October 2016. Whether he has announced it officially or not, I do not know, but Vlaar is effectively retired from international football. The Dutch were the third-best footballing nation in the world 4 years ago, but failed to qualify for Euro 2016 in France and are conspicuous by their absence at this summer's Russia 2018 World Cup. What Vlaar has said: "This is a player who can be his own worst critic. During his time at Villa I jokingly challenged Vlaar, an avid snooker fan, to improve his best break by the next time I interviewed him. He fixed me with a solemn look and declared, 'I will try.' It's no surprise then that he believes there has been room for improvement from himself and his AS teammates in recent seasons." Former Aston Villa man finds out he's been sacked, on Twitter. Speaking to AS fan page in 2016-17, he said, "I'm not satisfied enough. At least not about my own season nor about what we have shown as a team. We have played good matches but just too little. We were not constant enough and I contributed myself. I hit my level, but far too little. I want to improve that again because I know that if I'm good then I'm important to the team. I made too many mistakes this season where goals came through. I have not been fit enough. I still think it should be much better." What his coach said. John van den Brom. As boss Van den Brom got frustrated at being quizzed by reporters about Vlaar's injuries, but in the final months of the 2016-17 season, he said, "We must be careful with Ron. We want to get Ron super fit. He has played very well, almost old-fashioned." The coach suggested what we all suspected, that a fit and strong Vlaar could be a commanding presence, but a creaking Vlaar was not worth risking. "A good Ron will always play," he said. What the future holds: Vlaar's AS contract is due to expire this summer, but when he was interviewed last month he expressed a hope that he would get a new deal. "I would have wanted to play more and be fitter," said Vlaar, reflecting on last season. "I have the feeling that we are going to get the new contract done. I like it and I'm in my place. I just want to stay here. We have also talked about a career after football, but I do not know yet what role to play. I think the club is very stable and has a clear structure, so I can learn a lot and I think I certainly have something to offer. Next season we will see